Hello everyone, good evening. Another live session. This one is super special, right? I am very happy to be here with you. Thank you very much for everyone's presence and happy to bring you a big news. I know everyone is asking, but suddenly like this, a live session? Well, it's necessary, right folks? I need to explain to you about our new product that is now hitting the market with such strength, thank God, right? It's being very successful, and I wanted to bring it to you here to clear up all possible and imaginable doubts about our upcoming big class on thermal Chantilly 2.0. Today I will explain everything, absolutely everything to you, but let's take it easy. For those who don't know me, nice to meet you. I am Chef Leah Oliveira. And why am I saying this? There are many new people on this channel who come from other social networks, who are sometimes just arriving, getting to know me now, or there are people who are really seeing me for the first time. So I am Chef Leah Oliveira, and I've been working in confectionery for over 30 years as a teacher, trained in artistic cakes, right, with an international certificate. And I've been working on the internet, bringing you new things for over 10 years now. It reached 10 years this year. So we've been on this journey for over 10 years, always bringing you lots of new recipes, lots of techniques, classes, and this time is no different. Always ahead with the new trends, always bringing them to you, right? Then after we arrive, there are a lot of people behind us, but it doesn't matter. What matters, is that you learn from those who are here, right, working and testing recipes and bringing everything correctly to you. Recipe tested, approved, and already validated. So it's very important to learn from those who know. That's why I tell you, be very careful with those on the internet looking for recipes here and there, not knowing if they're validated. Here, for those who are just arriving, you already know, or rather, you will find out that the recipe is validated, proven, and works perfectly. And if you are one of our veterans who is arriving, I miss you all so much. I know you are always with me on other social networks. So our veterans, there's nothing more to say. They already say, Leo, I've known you for a long time. I know this recipe is top-notch. All the recipes you bring here work perfectly. So it's good to you that you're instilling confidence in those who are just arriving. So if you're like that, if you're one of the veterans, start commenting, say something like, look, Chef Leo's recipes really work. I'm very happy that you're here too. Welcome. Everyone is very welcome, because today I even want to congratulate you, right? Because I know it's not easy to take some time to sit there watching us on social media, sometimes on so many other platforms, today here on YouTube, and take the time to sit and listen to what I have to say to you, because today is a very important live. We have an event coming up, so it's very important if you're already in one of our groups, and it's important that you're here to pay close attention to the many pieces of information I have to share with you, okay? Well, folks, in today's class, I'm going to talk all about thermal whipped cream 2.0. Why 2.0? What is the difference between one whipped cream and another? Because we've already done some big classes here in the past. I think we did what? Two big classes, right? We've already done 2. This is our 3rd. And this time I decided to innovate and bring a much more powerful thermal whipped cream, right? And I want to share all of this with you. What is the difference between one and the other? So in this class, I won't be sharing the thermal whipped cream recipe here, okay? Because this recipe is exclusively for the big class, only for our students who will be in the big class, which I will talk about shortly. But here I want to share all the benefits, the differences, both of the previous thermal whipped cream and the thermal whipped cream 2.0 now, and also explain to you the difference of how it is to work with regular whipped cream. You know, the whipped cream you buy at the A store, simply whip it and start working, and how it would be if you transform it into thermal whipped cream. This time, the thermal whipped cream 2.0, it doesn't just come with, well, me talking a lot about It being very resistant to temperature, high temperatures, because it really is, right? It becomes super smooth, not porous, and it really does, right? The other one was also like that, but this time it's much more powerful. And this time, I also want to show you how you can turn any type of whipped cream you find on the market into the best whipped cream of your life, which is by transforming it into thermal whipped cream, right? We have these problems with whipped cream, some not knowing which one to buy. And at the end of this live session, I will talk a little about the brands we have on the market, which brands are considered entry level, or I'd say, and which are high definition, and how we do it, right? And why we transform it into thermal whipped cream. What are the advantages you have if you transform it into thermal whipped cream, okay? So I even want to talk a little more about the difference between the previous thermal whipped cream and this one. In the previous thermal whipped cream, I mentioned that it is really very good for high temperatures, for decorating with piping tips, for making flowers, perfect. Every day as we go, guys, as I keep testing here, because I never stop testing, especially with brands. Every day that I keep testing, I manage to improve even more what was already good. So I can bring it to a very high definition whipped cream. Do you know what whipped cream I'm talking about in terms of high definition? I'm going to start giving you some little tips here. When you buy whipped cream at the market, that whipped cream you don't know, you still don't know what high definition entry is. You go there and buy it. Then you whip the whipped cream and it becomes super porous. If you over whip it, it gets porous. If you under whip it, it stays soft. And there are whipped creams that whether you over whip or under whip, they stay soft anyway. They don't even become porous, but super light and foamy. Are you going to decorate a cake with this kind of whipped cream and can't manage it? The cake will melt and it won't reach the customer as it should. If you did some work with a piping tip, it's over. The tip, the movement, it all comes out there. Sometimes it melts, sometimes it even comes off the cake. Right, folks? It doesn't even stay fixed there. Flowers, forget it. Making flowers with these types of whipped cream, it's not possible. And it doesn't stay, right? That kind of whipped cream where you say, wow, I'm confident that it will reach the client. I'll leave it on the cake table and it will remain there throughout the entire event. So you don't have that security, but you can indeed transform this whipped cream into a great high definition whipped cream, which holds up well in hot weather, which allows for wonderful piping decorations and has weight, because you need to understand that light whipped cream is not good for decorating cakes. To decorate a perfect cake, it needs to have weight. And today I will show you what a whipped cream with weight is. A satin-like whipped cream, which when you smooth your cake, it looks like porcelain. That's what I want to convey to you, okay? And that's exactly what you will learn here today. All the benefits of thermal whipped cream. And we're just getting started, because today I will also decorate a cake. I will show you how to make, not how to make, but because those who will be in the workshop will learn practically how to make flowers. But I will show that the thermal whipped cream, which I will transform from a normal whipped cream here, which we call original, traditional, common, however you want to say it, into thermal, and you will be able to make beautiful flowers with it. Okay? And I'll give you all the insider tips here. Shall we start then? So welcome, right? Good evening to those who are just joining, as some people come in after I've already started. I will leave this live recorded, so if you didn't catch it from the very beginning, you can watch it. But first, I want to start by showing you which whipped cream I will be using. Guys, I'm going to pick a completely random whipped cream, okay? I might choose a whipped cream that is not well known, so many people might not be familiar with it, but it doesn't matter. The important thing is that I will turn it into the best whipped cream. The first thing I'm going to do today is take my whipped cream from the fridge and beat it in my mixer without adding anything at all. So you can see, then we'll do the test, because I already have a thermal whipped cream ready, right? Which I've already mentioned that I won't be sharing the recipe for today. I'm going to make a comparison, right? How it will turn out. Starting the saga then, right? Perhaps the controversial video about the whipped cream brand. Let's go. Guys, I'm going to show you the whipped cream I'm going to use today. I've never used this whipped cream, seriously. It's the first time. Look, it's C'est Bon by Rix. This one here, look, is the original, okay? What is the original? I'll explain it to you now. It's the entry-level one. All brands have at least 2 types of whipped cream, an entry-level and a high-definition one. Remember the little strawberry? So look, here's the little strawberry. Look, the little strawberry right here in front. Look, what happens with this blessed little strawberry? These types of whipped cream, which have a little strawberry or a cherry in front, some don't have any cake at all. They are entry-level whipped creams that aren't so good for decorating cakes. They're more for a filling, you know, or a topping where you sprinkle some coconut on top, something simple. But we're talking about high definition. I'm talking about top-notch stuff. Shall we whip it just pure here? Let's go. Look, I'm here with the little mixer. Look, liquid, very liquid, okay? It's nice and cold. I'm going to start whipping it. I already have my thermal whipped cream ready, which I made from it, okay? The thermal whipped cream was made with it, not with another brand, no. Now you guys will have to trust me. And I'm going to whip it here for a few minutes and we'll see, okay? Oh, let's go. I'm going to talk about this. Whipped cream. Show here. The thing is, we have 2 options. Either you overbeat it, the whipped cream becomes porous, and then you'll have to smooth it out, right? By adding condensed milk until it reaches the right consistency. Or you underbeat it, it doesn't become porous, but it stays soft and foamy. Guys, it's a total disaster. So here, I've already noticed that this whipped cream, if you beat it, look, really a lot, it's, I didn't even beat it much, not even a minute, right? Light, very light, like a foam. I'm going to take it out of here, and we'll make the comparison, okay? The comparison I always make because I've already tried all types of brands on the market. And some brands have whipped creams that are very liquid, not even pasty. This one I felt was a little pasty, not that liquid. Sometimes the flavor too, very mild, right? So it doesn't have much taste. Including the thermal whipped cream now. I'm going to teach, for those who join, I'm going to teach how to flavor the thermal whipped cream. You will now be able to make a wonderful thermal chantilly. I'm telling you firsthand. I haven't told this to anyone. I'm sharing it here with you, okay? So here, when we have this type of whipped cream, we can already notice, I don't know if you can see it there, look, it has incorporated a lot of air, right? It's a porous whipped cream that I need to modify. Otherwise, it won't be good on cakes. Later, I'll even get a styrofoam cake here, and we'll do a decoration with it. Now, what I like for you to see, right, here, this one here, I find it to be a whipped cream, well, even quite firm. But it's super light, folks. I'm going to show you what light whipped cream is, what whipped cream is. Well, I'm going to show the thermal one, right? So you can pay close attention. But look at it here now, how it is, right? And even if you keep stirring it here, it doesn't return to a smooth appearance, okay? It doesn't return. It keeps getting harder and harder. So then you have to finish here and make it velvety. Look, it gets stranger and more porous. Now I want you to see something. I'm going to show you what I came to do here today. You can take any type of whipped cream, whether it's entry-level whipped cream or even a better one, but it doesn't have weight. It's foamy because there are brands where the whipped cream, for example, this C'est Bon, this is the original. It has its plus version, which I've already made into thermal whipped cream. Even the plus version is very, very light. And when I made the thermal whipped cream, with it, it turned out wonderful, okay? And I've already even posted on another social network. I already put a reel there for you to see the difference of the plus whipped cream. Oh, okay? Now I'm going to show you the thermal whipped cream made with this whipped cream here. That's what I want you to understand. You can transform the whipped cream, that whipped cream there, which is porous, or which is a super light whipped cream, or into a super high definition whipped cream. Here it's standing still. You might say Leo, but it's super porous. But then you're going to do this here. Look, you're going to stir it. And look at the difference. Instead of hardening, it becomes more and more satin-like. See? See? Look at this, folks. Let me stir it so you can see it live. Look, more and more satin-like. The difference is here. Look at this. It was super porous, wasn't it? I stirred, look smooth. And now I take it here and show it to you like this, see? Super smooth and shiny. So the more you move it, the smoother it gets, without needing to velvet it. Okay? Let me move it more. It's just that I get tired, folks. I get tired because it's heavy, you know? Very heavy. Look, the more I stir, the more velvety it becomes, see? Look at this, see? Do you see? Different from pure whipped cream. Let's look at the pure one. Okay, it's like this, porous. Shall we stir it to smooth it out? Let's go. It even makes a different noise, right? Stir to smooth it out. It doesn't smooth out. Look, it doesn't smooth out. Look, porous. There's no way. I even tried, but look, I'll beat it again. There's no way. It stays porous. Look at this. This here isn't velvety, and this one isn't velvety either. However, it has been transformed into thermal whipped cream. And now, I want to prove to you that thermal whipped cream, besides being safer and shinier, more satin-like, you can make it with any type of whipped cream. Take a look at this. This is the pure one, and this is the thermal whipped cream made with the same whipped cream. I want to show you now the difference in weight, okay? I'm going to put it on the scale, and we're going to do this test. Look at what I'm going to do with you here, folks. I'm going to take a cup and take a cup up of the whipped cream. That was whipped without being the thermal whipped cream, okay? I'm going to take a cup of it. And I'm going to fill the cup here, but I will level it. Oops, making a mess here. Hold on. I'll level it, and we'll see the difference. Of course, I'm even going to tell you something. Look, make a note of that already. I really like this whipped cream for turning it into the thermal one. Even though it is porous, I felt that it is firmer than other whipped creams I've tested. So here's a little tip. To turn a whipped cream into thermal whipped cream. Can it be any kind? Yes, it can. But take note of the tips that some whipped creams are softer and some are firmer, even though they become porous, okay? But even so, I felt this one was firmer, and I even made flowers with it here, and I'm going to show you the thermal whipped cream flower. I'm going to level it. Look, I leveled a cup of this whipped cream, right? It will give, I'm going to put it here on the scale, look. Keep an eye on the scale here. Show here. Scale, let me scrape it well. Look, for you, show here that I'm taking everything out. Okay? 1 cup of whipped cream weighed 96 grams. Can you see it here? 96 grams. This pure whipped cream. Remember I told you folks that what's important is you. What's very important in cake decoration is to have a whipped cream with weight. Foamy, very airy. Whipped cream is not good for decoration. Now let's go. I'm going to take a cup of thermal whipped cream. Let me get it here. I don't know if you can see it here, but I'm going to fill my cup and then level it, okay? Look there. Fill it up. And now here, Look at this wonderful whipped cream. Oh my God, I'm in love with this whipped cream. Now I'm going to level it. Okay, same thing, look. And I'm going to put it here. Let's see how much a cup of thermal whipped cream will weigh. So you understand the importance, right, of transforming your whipped cream into thermal whipped cream. Look, I'm going to scrape everything I put here, okay, folks? Look, 100, 204 grams, there's still a little bit left here. Hold on. 206 grams. How much was it here? 96? Let me put this. This one. 98. It's just that it's windy here. Okay, folks? So it was 98 grams, see? Sometimes it's 100, 102 because it was windy. But let's put 100 grams in this one. And this one, 200, okay? Double. If you look like this, see, it's practically the same amount. However, the weight of the thermal whipped cream is double that of the regular whipped cream. This makes a difference in your cake. That's what makes your whipped cream velvety with that shiny, wonderful appearance. This one, especially this one here, see, which I already liked, the brand. Note this brand because later I'll be talking about other brands. Shall we go then? Now, I'm going to do the following. I'll decorate the cake showing here how the thermal whipped cream is, because with this porous one here, there's no point in showing it. You're already tired of seeing how a cake is decorated with porous whipped cream. The thermal whipped cream doesn't need to be velvety. It doesn't need to be, just move it well, okay? In fact, those who join the big class will learn how to make flowers with it. And there I teach the best way for you to use your whipped cream and how you will leave your flowers in this aspect. So you can touch your flowers here, see? And they don't, this was made exactly an hour ago, okay? Of course, I can't take it out from here because it's still soft, but it has already formed a protective layer. I don't want it to get hard here, hardening. I just want it to form a protective layer, okay? Because later when I put it on the cake, I can pick it up with the spoon, with the scissors underneath, and I won't have a problem with it falling apart, okay? So those who are joining in, who are going to join the class, will have another experience working with flowers. Well, folks, let's start now. I'm going to prepare everything here so we can start decorating a cake. Guys, don't forget, we're putting the link here for you to join the VIP WhatsApp group, okay? It's here in the chat, it's in the video description, which is very important. If you're not in the VIP group, honestly, it was pointless for you to participate here if you don't join the VIP WhatsApp group, because that's where I'll send the link for you to register and join our class, okay? And another thing, just trust the group administrators. If they're not an administrator, don't even talk. Don't even talk, because there are always people trying to scam here. So be very careful with that, right? Look, let me show you what I'm going to do here. The thermal whipped cream accepts coloring perfectly. You can use fat-soluble coloring, okay? Actually, sorry, water-soluble. It's the coloring for cakes, not for chocolate. Yes, you can use the liquid coloring like this, look, in gel form. And you can also use the powder one, which is super strong. I like the powder one for making flowers. But I'm going to set it aside here to show you. I'm going to take it, which is even easier, right? Because there's so much whipped cream. Look at the texture of this. People, look. Stir, stir, stir. It gets smoother and smoother. The more you stir, the smoother it gets. Look at that perfection. I'm going to add coloring so you can see it in the coloring. I'm just going to add a little bit of pink. I won't make it too strong, yeah? Because the flowers on top, look. Just a little bit so you can see. Actually, it will have to be a little more, you know? You couldn't see anything, right? A little more. This pink is very soft. It says intense pink there, but it's very soft. Look, let me try to hold it the best way. Just to take it from dark pink, I mean white. And you can see the shine of this here, guys. I'll add a little more. This pink is very soft. Beautiful, isn't it? When it's powdered coloring, it becomes stronger. But you can add it like this. There's no problem. Look, now it's good here. I just want a little pink to take it away from white. See? No need to velvet it, look. No need to add condensed milk here. As it is, look at the perfection of this, guys. Beautiful. The more you mix, the better it gets. Let's put it on the cake now. I'll fill my piping bags and we'll do it all at once. At this point, with the whipped cream you saw there, it's super smooth. I'll apply it here. You'll see it's wonderful. Some people might say, but can you velvet it? Can you add condensed milk? I know there's 1 spoon, just 1, 2 at most. Guys, unlike the Chantinino we work with, which uses a can of condensed milk, right? Shall we get a closer look here? I'll do it on this side and it will show up there, okay? I like to work with my cake by applying the whipped cream like this, which makes it much easier. And I left it in a pinker shade precisely so you can see. This is the thermal one. I'm not going to waste time working with our regular whipped cream since you already know what porous whipped cream is. Yeah? What I want you to see here is what thermal whipped cream is. For those who have never seen it, right? It's not well known yet. And it yields a lot, you see, folks. 1 recipe of thermal whipped cream can decorate a cake weighing up to an average of 5 kilos. It yields a lot, right? That's why I say don't go around testing recipes, grabbing recipes from the internet, because you'll end up spending much more if it doesn't work out, right? You'll spend much more than if you take the big class with us. Now I'm already at the top part, and in this class, you'll also learn a bit about the brands of whipped cream. In this big class that we're doing in this live session, right? It's still a class. Guys, now it's time for me to start with the spatula, angling it up here, and I want you to take a close look at the wonder of this. See, it's getting smooth. Do you see the shine on this? And soon I'll work on it some more. Now I'm going to the side, right? Let me just grab my... Shall we go to the side? Here, see, with the spatula. It's so heavy that even when you try to spin the turntable here, it gets a bit stuck. See? Look at the smoothing of this, folks. Look at this, see? Now I'm going slowly. So you can see how smooth it gets. It doesn't take long, and it's perfectly smooth. See that? Right? If you're a bit like me, neurotic, you'll go over it even more times. You can work with a texture spatula. It looks perfect. And here, see, all done. It works well with the airbrush. Beautiful, folks. Beautiful. Now up here, if you want to leave it with imperfect edges that you want to see, look, I won't even touch the top. I'm going to grab a spatula here. Let me see if I can find one, or I'll just use this one. Yeah. On top, I won't even mess with the edges, see? I won't even smooth it out, but you can smooth it, okay? I'll take my spatula here, see, and do what I love most, texture. Look at the texture on it, how beautiful, see? And it has that shine, you know? It's not that matty look, it's a texture with shine. Look how amazing, right? And here, soon I'll show you. But I want to add my flowers. I have some drier flowers here. Leo, how does it get dry? You'll learn in the big class. How do you dry these flowers? I just made these here. It's been about an hour or so since I made these flowers. The flowers, right? Let me see. If my scissors are here, I can't find them. Is there any scissors? Here it is. But the other one with the blue tip isn't there, is it? The other one was better for picking the flower. But let me grab this one, these flowers here too. Hold on. I have some flowers that are already a bit dry. They've been here for 2 days, guys. Look, show it up close, okay? They've been here for 2 days already. Leo, won't it spoil? I don't advise you to leave them out of the fridge for 2 days. You can dry them for about 2 to 3 hours. Then if you want to put them in the fridge, you can do so without any problem, okay? But they are a bit drier here because they've been in contact with the cold air for a longer time, right? Then it will start forming a protective layer. But let's go. I have a little pair of scissors here, not the best, but it'll do. And I'm going to take my flower, come really close here. Look where I'm going to place it. I'm going to push it with my own finger here. See that? What's the good part? That you have more security to place your flower, right? Is it still moist? It's moist, but by placing it here, look, you have more security. It won't fall apart, right? When you're placing it, okay? Look, everyone, how beautiful it is. Today is just a little demonstration for you to understand how our work is, right? This one, let me see. This one is already drier. So I'm going to place it here. This one here is a little mixed. Look how beautiful. And this one over here. And now I'm going to get my button as well because I have several buttons. I have one that I just made, which is this one here. A cute little button. And this one here is already dry. So when it's dry, I can already, pick it up with my hand and place it. Guys, it's very beautiful, isn't it? This one is already soft. I'm going to put it like this. It's still soft. Even so, you can adjust it. Look, beautiful. Now I'm going to put it in the piping bag so we can finish up here below for you to see how this thermal whipped cream looks in the piping tip. Wonderful. Want to see? Let me grab it here. I put the 8B tip here, which I think is the best tip for doing this and better for showing the effect I want to demonstrate. Come here to the bottom corner and we will work. Look, everyone, the definition. Pay attention to the definition of the tip. Look of the whipped cream, right? And of the tip, okay? Look. If it were a porous whipped cream pose, it wouldn't give this definition that this thermal whipped cream provides. I am making this whipped cream. I made this thermal whipped cream with the entry-level whipped cream, an original whipped cream. It's not high definition. I worked with the original Sessibon, and look what I transformed it into. It's crazy, folks. Look how beautiful it is. Look at the definition of this nozzle. Look at the weight of this whipped cream. Beautiful, marvelous. I'm sure you're going to love it. Once you start working with this whipped cream, you won't want another. Look, I finished here. Okay? Take a look around, right? Up here you can work with the leaf nozzle, making the little leaves. What I want to show you is this beautiful thing. What can you do with thermal whipped cream? Can you only make roses? No. Can you smooth a cake? Absolutely, you can do it. You can smooth a cake. You can make roses, you can work with a piping nozzle, whatever you want to do with it. Can you make filling? Of course you can. Why not? You can, because now with thermal whipped cream 2.0, I am flavoring it. You will learn to transform it right into flavor. So that means it will be much better. That's why I wanted to introduce thermal whipped cream 2.0, okay? Now that you've seen the importance, right, of working with thermal whipped cream, what it's used for, what its purpose is, why transform it from the simple, the common, to thermal whipped cream, fetamni, you must be very curious to know how much you need to invest, what you will gain if you join, right? What are the gifts I will give you? So at this moment, but don't leave the screen. You need to listen to everything I'm going to say, Lee, and then I'll continue our lesson because I need to give you all the information about which is the best whipped cream for you to transform into thermal whipped cream. Is it just one? Is it two? Is it three? I need to pass all this on to you by the end. So let's go, huh? Pay close attention. Now stop everything you're doing because our live will continue shortly. I still have a lot to share with you, but I'll tell you that this is the fundamental point. Yes, I think it's the key point. It's the crux of everything I came here to do today. Because besides talking about the benefits of thermal whipped cream, I came to tell you how good it is, right? We're here today for you to understand how you will make an investment to learn how to work with thermal whipped cream. So don't leave the screen there. If you can't watch, you can come back and watch later because I'll leave it recorded, okay? Because now I want to tell you the following. What will you have? Yes, you will have access to by signing up for the thermal whipped cream class. So pay attention, there's a lot of information to share. I'll go slowly, okay? I'll go slowly. And I'll keep turning here, folks, because I want you to follow up along with me. Look, the class. When you sign up right to do it, right, you will have all of this here. Look, the class with the complete step-by-step of thermal whipped cream 2.0. So you will have the recipe, the preparation method. We will talk about colorimetry, cake decoration, and flowers, all within this class. It's an exclusive class, folks. It's not just a simple class, no. It's a class where you will learn everything about decoration, colorimetry. You will learn to make flowers and much more. Furthermore, those who register to participate in the class will also have 1 month of access to the class recording, because for those who can't watch on the day of the live presentation, we will provide access for a month so you don't miss anything. In addition to the supplementary material and many people requesting a certificate, I will send a certificate. There will be a certificate for you as well. But it doesn't stop there, folks. There's still a lot more. Do you want to see? I'm just getting started. Let's go. I'll explain everything clearly and you pay attention. Registrations will only take place on 0409, so you can't miss it. On 0409 is the day, it will be on a Wednesday, right? It's the day we will open registrations for you. So this is the only day, right? I'll talk about the time now. Look, between yes, here I'm already asking you, look, join our WhatsApp group, folks. For those who are not yet in the VIP group, let me tell you something. To participate in the big class, you won't find the purchase link anywhere, except for those who are in the VIP WhatsApp group. That's where we will send, right, the link for you to register. So you need to be in the VIP group. If you're not in it yet, there will still be a way to join the VIP group, right? So we already have, very soon, we'll be sending you the link to join the VIP group, okay? So on April 9th, from 9 in the morning until 10 at night, we will send this link within the group. So on that date, on the 9th, the registration will be open from 9 in the morning until 10 at night, okay? Only on this day. So let's go. There's still a lot more. Paying attention. Whoever registers first for the Chantilly thermal class has more advantages, certainly. Right, folks? Certainly there are many advantages. And look, for you who arrive first in line to register early in the morning at 9 o'clock, it's true that registration goes until 10, but if you enter in the first few hours, right? I'll say it here, you will have a lot of advantages. I'll give you many gifts. Look, if you register by 4 p.m. on 0409, you will receive a gift. So, besides the class, there are many gifts. I haven't even talked about the class yet. Look, for those who register by 4 p.m., you will have 3 extra months of access, totaling 4 months of access. I mentioned at the beginning, right, that we would give 1 month of access. But if you join right at the start, by 4 p.m., you will get an additional 4 months of access. You will also receive as a gift the Thermal Chantilly course with 10 different brands of Chantilly. Yes, didn't I say that the Thermal Chantilly 2.0 is now different? It's top-notch. It's been reformulated. It's completely revamped. I will teach you, and if you join by 4 p.m., you will receive a course I will make 10 types of thermal chantilly. I will do it with 10 different brands so that you won't have any problems when you go to find a brand of chantilly in your region, or rather to make the thermal chantilly. And if the one I use isn't available, I will teach you how to use the one you have in your region. You will also receive a course on realistic flowers with piping tips. This is the dream, I think, of every confectioner, to make beautiful flowers like the ones I have here, which you will see soon. Right, folks? In fact, I will show them now. Beautiful flowers for you to decorate your cake. Look at this here. You can see it from afar, but later I will show it up close. In this course, you will learn how to make these beautiful flowers to decorate your cake. And with thermal whipped cream, you will have the assurance that you can touch your flowers and they won't melt. All right, folks? Look how wonderful, right? So if you join by 4 o'clock, you can already see how many gifts I'm giving you. Shall we go? Well, I'm going to talk a little bit now, always reminding you, registration only happens on the day, the 9th of April, right? From 9 in the morning to 10 at night, within the VIP WhatsApp group. Why do we say within the VIP WhatsApp group? If you are not in the VIP group, you won't see what's happening. You won't receive the link. You won't see the offers. Everything is within the VIP group. Our registration link, we won't put it on social media. It's only for those who are in the VIP group, right? Let me see what else is here. There's a lot. And now shall we go, right? What is everyone waiting for? What is the investment I need to make? Because it's an investment, not an expense. No, folks, it's an investment you're making in yourself, in knowledge, something you won't forget anymore. Why? Besides, of course, having all this access time, you will have the supplementary material even if the time passes. But you have the supplementary material where you can always be reviewing, okay? Well, what will be the investment for you to participate in this big class? Pay close attention to this now. If I were to add up the value of everything here, look, the big class plus all the bonuses I'm giving you here, look, I could easily charge, because there are several classes, right? There are several mini courses there. I could easily charge 600 Ries for this big class, folks. Because I am offering you the big class with all the with the recipe, all the techniques that I will teach on how you will use it and everything else, and all the bonuses I have already given you here. If I add all this up, just the bonuses for tips and movement, it's an average of 100 Ries, the class, right? Then there's also the homemade one. If I were to add all this up, charging separately one by one, it would average around 600 Ries with all these courses and the bonuses I'm giving you. But here, folks, my life's mission is to help you evolve in confectionery, so you won't pay 600 Ries to, actually you won't invest that amount of 600 Ries to be able to join and watch the big class and receive as a big gift all these bonuses that I'm offering here to you. Shall we go? Regarding the investment, everyone is waiting there, anticipating. So let's go. I'm going to reveal here. As I said today, I would reveal everything. That's right, the investment for you to participate in the Chantilly Thermal 2.0 big class, folks, will be only 69 Ries and 90 cents. Guys, let me tell you something. It's 69 Ries and 90 cents in a single payment. This is not an installment, no. You will pay only this amount and you will have all those benefits. Besides the big class, all those bonuses I mentioned to you, those who are among the first 300, those who join by 4 o'clock, all of this that I mentioned to you, just 69 Ries and 90 cents. You can pay via Pix, cash, boleto, or if you want to pay in installments on the card, okay? It depends on your card, right? Guys, it's the only payment for you to become a reference in confectionery and start impressing your clients with your most perfect cakes. Moreover, you will get ahead of your competitor. Have you imagined that? Is this good for you? Because this is a gift. This is a gift. It's just a fee we're charging so you can participate in the most anticipated event of the year, Chantilly Termico 2.0. I'm very happy, guys, because I know it even seems like a lie, right? Those who don't know me, those who are just arriving now, might say, no, I don't think it's true. That's a lie. But those who are veterans who are here, who have already participated in the other big classes, and many others we've had, know that I keep my word with what we promise, and we deliver even much more than what I'm presenting here to you, huh? I'm saying this now, but at the moment I change, I end up giving you more gifts. It's always like that. But it doesn't matter, okay? Here, look, we deliver all this value, right? So much content, value for you, for less than a pizza, much less than a pizza, $69.90. There are pizzas much more expensive than that. And if I tell you that maybe even the value of 2 whipped creams, right? Because whipped cream is expensive these days, folks. If you go to buy some whipped creams, they are well over 30 Rs, you know? So stay tuned, because I'm going to talk a little more. I'm going to remind you of the day of our opening. But as I've already mentioned here, those who know me, this is my life mission to help people. I've been sharing this with you for 10 years, 30 years in confectionery, just teaching you to work, right? Working with cakes, decorating cakes, and doing everything good that will help you a lot. Is it really worth joining this big class? Is it worth it, folks? After everything I've already mentioned here, everything I've shared with you, all these bonus information, benefits, and what thermal whipped cream, from what you've seen so far in this live, what the benefit of thermal whipped cream is, what it can bring and transform in your life, I think it's really worth it. Now, if you try to even make some people test. No, I won't join the big class. Or no, I'll just grab a little recipe with the whipped cream I saw on the internet then. By the way, some people are saying there's thermal whipped cream on the internet. I'll tell you one thing. My thermal whipped cream doesn't contain gelatin, doesn't contain chocolate, doesn't contain emulsifier. If it's that recipe you're thinking of, right, that you found on Google or somewhere on the internet, and you're not going to join the big class and we'll test it, I'll tell you that you're going to be disappointed. Do you know why? You're going to use up a liter of whipped cream or more, right? I don't know how much you're going to make. You'll use all the materials that person is explaining for that so-called thermal whipped cream, and it will go wrong, you'll lose it. So it's much cheaper for you to join the class, participate in it, pay the 69 reais and 90 cents, not waste materials, have all these bonuses and content here for you, and still have certified supplementary material. Guys, for the love of God, for a single price of 69 reais and 90 cents. Honestly, doesn't this seem, it almost seems like a lie, but it's not, okay? I assure you, it's not. And you can rest easy, I'm already here, happy as can be. Now, I'm going to say something, huh? What I could do for you, I've already done. All of this here, all this information, right? I developed this thermal whipped cream, which was developed by me, by the way, huh? Thank God, right? And I developed this thermal whipped cream, and I'm passing all these benefits on to you. Now, the decision to become a better pastry chef, to have a quality frosting that will change your life, you know, transform your cakes into beautiful ones, is in your hands now. So I can't do anything more. What I did is here. And today's live session came precisely to bring to you and show what is the difference, and what from thermal whipped cream to regular whipped cream, and what this will transform in your life, okay? So on Wednesday, the 9th of April, from 9 to 22, you will have the chance to sign up for this big class. Remember, right, that those who are among the first will always have benefits as well. And the students, I hope that there are other students who are already in other big classes who will come here too, right? Who will come to do the 2.0, because this thermal whipped cream, it's completely revamped, and there are many surprises for you too, who are my student within the big class. and you will see that it is completely modified. Guys, this is very important, okay? So you will have much more advantage being here with me doing the big class than trying recipes that you don't even know if they will work and wasting your money. Right, guys? And that's it for now, right? That's it. I wanted to convey this in the best possible way so that you would understand. We haven't finished our class yet. I have an amazing class now to tell you about. For those who don't know, we are going to talk all about whipped cream, the brands of whipped cream, what is entry level, what is high definition, and which is the best whipped cream for you to make, the thermal whipped cream. I'm sure there are no doubts about this, right? If you're still in doubt, remember that all of this information I'm sharing with you firsthand, you need to be ready to join on the 9th at 9 o'clock in the morning to receive all these bonuses I've mentioned here for you. And if you still have any questions, feel free to reach out. My support team is available. You can post your questions here and we'll be there. There are people already sending our support contact in the chat for you. Reach out to us in support and we'll help you with everything, all right? While you keep thinking, I think you're already happier because many people were worried about the price of the big class. Is it difficult for you? Yeah, I thought about that. I thought the situation isn't good. People think it's very difficult, but don't worry because 69 reais and 90 cents in a single payment to transform your life and your profession, right, folks? Because with a coverage like this one here, I'm sure it will make all the difference in your cakes, right? I've given the message delivered, and then you. Tell us what you think about all this, right? I'll continue now as we're going to start talking about all the whipped creams on the market. Shall we go? The cruel dilemma of every pastry chef, which is the best whipped cream. I'm going to get there. There will be a lot of whipped cream. I don't know which is the entry-level whipped cream, which is the high-definition whipped cream. Then many people say, Leo, why do you dislike a whipped cream in front of the little strawberry in front of the whipped cream? That's exactly why. I love strawberries, but I don't want to see the strawberry in front of the whipped cream if I'm going to buy a whipped cream to work on my cake. Because all these entry-level whipped creams are those very light whipped creams, that porous whipped cream. If you beat it too much, it becomes porous. If you beat it too little, it becomes soft. Or that whipped cream that doesn't hold its shape, it doesn't look good, you know? So you need to understand this. All brands have at least two types of whipped cream, right? An entry-level one and a high-definition one. For example, Cecibon, look, we use this one now, and I transformed it into thermal whipped cream. Little strawberry, look. Fleischmann, entry-level whipped cream, look. Little strawberry. Chantix mix, look. Little strawberry. The high-definition whipped cream is not, it's quite porous. Yes, NorCal, look here, this one is NorCal, but it's an entry-level one, okay? That has little strawberry. Now let's talk about high-definition whipped creams. You will find it like this, look. Always with a cake, walk in front, tiered, decorated with a piping tip or with flowers. Look at this one. Oh, there's this one that's wrong. These ones here, look. These ones, let me switch, guys. Hold on, look. This one is still high-definition entry-level whipped cream. Look here, pastry, pride. I think that's how you say it. Look at the little strawberry. Look at this Rika. This one I was joking about here. You have to be rich to buy it because it's one of the most expensive. Look at the little strawberry, see? So these are entry-level whipped creams. They are light, foamy whipped creams. So avoid this whipped cream if you're looking for one to just grab, whip, and decorate. Now there won't be any more problems, okay, folks? High-definition whipped cream. Look. This NorCal has a tiered cake. Yes, Cecibon Plus. Look there, little flower. Amelia Supreme. Look here. This one is one of the best to work with to make thermal whipped cream. Grand Finale, look there, with a little flower. This decor, it's deluxe, right? Here, look, tiered decorated whipped cream. See? With a piping tip, high definition. Now I want to explain something to you. Leo, but do I need to get the types of high definition whipped cream to make the thermal whipped cream? Or can I work with entry-level whipped cream, these strawberry whipped creams here, to make the thermal whipped cream? Come to me here now. I told you that the thermal whipped cream of version 2.0, you can transform any brand of whipped cream into thermal whipped cream. And it's true. Today I made it with this one here, Sesebon, and I loved it. And it's an entry-level whipped cream. Its consistency was perfect after the thermal whipped cream, because on its own, right, I don't use it, okay, folks? But after I made it into thermal whipped cream, I loved it. So I mean, I've already tested all these brands, and there are still more brands to test. Are there some that turned out softer? He has. Yes, because I'm going to tell you here. For example, this one here from Fleischmann turned out a little softer than the Sesebon, but it's not, it's normal, it's natural. What can I do? That's the brand. Thermal whipped cream doesn't perform miracles on whipped cream because it is made from whipped cream. So for this reason, I'm leaving. For you who joined the big class, 10 types of whipped cream brands made thermal whipped cream. So like you will see the original Sesebon, pure and thermal. You will see Fleischmann, pure and thermal. All these brands. Marks you will have in the big class so that you don't have any problems. So when you get to a store, my throat is bad, that's why I'm a bit off, okay? You will get to a store, eh? And you will say, I'll take the Rika, and I only have this one. I don't have another. I'll have to take this one. So you will be there, or you will watch the big class and see the point that gives the Rika. So if you go to hit it and it really gives a softer point, you will say, wow, but Leo said indeed it looks beautiful, perfect alignment. I just didn't like Rika for making flowers. I thought that for flowers it didn't turn out very well, but for cake smoothing, decoration with a piping tip, it was perfect, perfect. And this one from Sesebon I already loved for flowers. Another one that I really love is the, guys, it's so light, because some have whipped cream and others don't, okay? This one from Chantix Mix, it is perfect for both smoothing and piping tip movement and flowers. Perfect. Another one I really liked, I found it great, is this Deluxe one. Wonderful, sensational flavor. It was impressive in the thermal whipped cream. Another one I liked from here was this one, look. It might be surprising, but it was one of the lightest, one of the most, strange, I won't say another name, very light, that I said, wow, it won't do anything. When I transformed it into thermal whipped cream, I was impressed. And the funny thing is that there isn't any cake here to say, right, that it's for decorating cakes, but I was impressed. And I want you to be impressed too, okay? So join our VIP WhatsApp group. The links are there. Just click the link or down here in the video description. Don't trust anyone other than the administrators. Be very careful. I'm really emphasizing this point, right? Because there are always scammers out there. We have to take these precautions. And that's it, folks. This is very important, okay? For you to be, you see that today, this big class, not just a big class, this live was a big class, right? No? Because I talked about everything regarding thermal whipped cream. You saw that it's sensational and wonderful. What's missing now? You just need to join the VIP group. And on Wednesday the 9th, hurry up and register so you can join, right, to watch the big class. The big class is not on the 9th. The 9th is just for registration. The big class will be on the day, let me just confirm here. Let me just confirm here, folks, when the day of the big class will be, so I can tell you. But in the meantime, you need to already have this notion that you have to be prepared for Wednesday, right? You can go in and sign up, right? Well, folks, that's it. Let me just confirm the date of the big class. But the registration is on the 9th from 9 in the morning until 10 at night. And for those who are the first 300, There will be many gifts. If you haven't seen it, watch the live from the beginning. Do we already have the date for the big class? The big class is on the 17th of April. It will be on a Thursday, right, at 6 o'clock. So register on the 9th. Then you will wait until the 17th. But in the meantime, you will be transferred to a student group. We are very organized here, okay, folks? And don't worry, because we will do all of that for you, right? Anything else? Right? Guys, look, I want to thank you. Thank you very much for watching our live today. I think I clarified everything. If you still have questions, send us a message. We will be providing the support number here for you. Contact the support team and send a message, okay? And join the VIP group where we will be there providing you with all the necessary information. Thank you very much for your presence. And I'm here with this beautiful cake, the cake that you can make with any of these whipped creams, turning it into a high definition cake like this one here. Beautiful with wonderful flowers. And I finish here by letting you take a close look at these beautiful flowers. This piping movement, right? A cake so smooth and perfect, made with whipped cream that honestly, sorry, but I didn't think much of this whipped cream because it's an entry-level whipped cream, and I ended up transforming it into a high-definition whipped cream. Good, right? Have you ever thought about transforming any of these brands into high-definition whipped cream? Is that good for you? So, thank you very much. I'm waiting for you in the student group, okay, folks? A kiss. Bye-bye, everyone.